Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn. Today we're going to talk about some of my first few houseplants or some of the easiest houseplants that I recommend for beginners. When I mean beginners is that you're just starting out and you have no clue what to get, no clue what you're getting yourself into. And I mean, yeah, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. It can be an expensive hobby. You'll get addicted, become a problem. It might ruin your relationships. It might ruin your bank account. So are you ready for this? If you're ready for this, then continue to watch my video. Alright, so my first plant is, I'm sure everyone knows this plant or everyone has heard about this plant or someone has recommended you this plant because it's one of my first few house plants and it has been thriving under my care. It's been neglected. It's been living under a no light condition. Like, I mean, I don't have windows in that bedroom and it's still thriving. This is definitely one of the plants that I'm sure a lot of people have heard of. So it is the snake plant. It's also known as the mother of tongue. So this plant here actually, it was one of my first house plants and it's been thriving under my care. I actually sometimes forget about this plant. Like, it's in my extra bedroom, which is kind of like a storage room that we use it for. And it has no windows in there, so it definitely does not need that much light. And I forget to water this guy sometimes, and it's still thriving. The only problem I had with this plant was that it had fungus gnats, so I did have to end up repotting him in the beginning, and I did break up a few stems along the way. But it's still thriving ever since. When I first got my first snake plant, I remember when I was living with my parents, and I remember I spotted the snake plants in my mom's house and I was like, when did we ever have the snake plant? Like, I never realized my mom had had a snake plant for like 10 plus years and it's huge. It's like thriving, and like hers is, yeah, like she neglected that one. Like, I remember like she waters it maybe like once every like 4 weeks, and it's like sitting in a corner and the plant is huge. Like, it's almost touching the ceiling. It's insane. And I was told these are good air purifying plants as well, so that's like a win-win, right? But yeah, but yeah, I definitely recommend this house plant. I also have a miniature version of the plant as well. So there's a fancy name for this one, but I don't exactly remember it. I call it the dwarf snake plant, and I actually just got this off it from IKEA, and I legit forgot that I had this plant. Like, it was in like a corner in my kitchen somewhere, and I just never really go to that corner of the kitchen, and yeah, I completely forgot I had it. Like, I didn't water it for months. It's in like poor lighting conditions because there's no windows there. So does it get any natural lighting? Not really. But yeah, it's still thriving. Like, and it's so cute. Look at this. My second plant here, and I'm sure a lot of people know about this plant as well. It goes hand in hand with the snake plant because people usually, these are the first two house plants that people recommended me. And it is my ZZ plant. So this one here is so beautiful. Like, I'm really obsessed with this one. This one has been thriving as well. It's constantly pushing out me new growth. Like, let's look at this new growth right here. This one is also living under low light conditions. It doesn't get much natural lighting, especially because I live in Vancouver. We don't get a lot of sun, and in the wintertime, like, we barely get any daylight. So this guy has been thriving through the wintertime. Like, I got this about the same time as a snake plant as well. This guy, you don't need to water as often. I water maybe every once a month, maybe. It just depends on the condition of your household, but I water this guy once a month, and he thrives under low light conditions, and it hasn't given me any problems whatsoever. Like I said, I do have fungus gnats, but honestly, the fungus gnats are like so hard to get rid of. I don't know if you guys have any pointers, but I've tried like almost everything to get rid of these fungus gnats, and so far no luck. I heard bottom watering plants would be good, but I've tried that as well. But yeah, so the ZZ plant, super cute, definitely recommend, and look how beautiful the leaves are. I actually have another version of the ZZ plant. So I also have the Raven ZZ plant. So this is just like the darker version of it. It's a little bit harder to find, and they're quite expensive actually. But yeah, this guy, honestly, it's same kind of care for the normal ZZ plant. This one is living in my bathroom, and that bathroom has no windows. This guy doesn't get any natural lighting, but look at all the growth that it's pushing out. Like, look at those, you can see this little tube growth that it's pushing out. So yes, these guys are so easy to take care of, and it's so pretty. But I noticed like the new growth is kind of like lighter in green. You do notice it's a little hint of black, so I don't really know when it will start going all black. But yeah, I definitely recommend, and I definitely recommend maybe wiping these down as well because they're quite dusty. This guy's quite dusty, so it definitely does need a little bit of a wipe once in a while. But yeah, definitely recommend these ZZ plants. Like honestly, these are so easy to take care of. They're so pretty. They can sit at any centerpiece. This guy here actually, so it actually had root rot in the beginning, and it was not for me. I actually bought it with root rot, and I didn't really know how to deal with root rot at that time, so I YouTubed a lot of things, and somehow I managed to save it, and it's still thriving. This Monstera adonsanii, the Swiss cheese plant, as you can say, and look, oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see the fungus gnats, like little baby fungus gnats. I swear I have them everywhere, and it's driving me crazy. And I don't know, like maybe it's just because of my greenhouse that's so moist in there all the time. The humidity is so high in there, but like I am getting so much fungus gnats. Like it loves, like I just watered this probably 2 days ago, and I already see babies fungus gnats because you will get fungus gnats. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you will get them. But yeah, so this is my Monstera. They call this a Swiss cheese plant. So this is like the newest growth, and oh, it's already pushing out a new one right there. It's about to unfurl. Yeah, so this guy honestly has been thriving ever since. Like it did have root rot. Good thing I did catch it in time actually, because I was able to revive it. Like look, it's still living and still loving life. It's still pushing out growth. It's not as long and viney as I hope for, but as long as it's healthy, like I have no complaints whatsoever. But yeah, so this guy is actually sitting below my TV. So below my TV, it does get a little of natural lighting, but there's no indirect sunlight or anything like that. So it does get some natural lighting, but yeah, like I water this guy probably once a month because I was really scared of root rot. So I kind of neglected it and just let it do its thing, and it's been thriving ever since. So yeah, these are so pretty. Like I know some people have like super viney and super pretty, so I'm hoping mine will grow out the same as well. And these ones you can find at a lot of nurseries. I actually found a few like really big ones, and they're so pretty. I'm so tempted to get one. So yeah, definitely recommend the Swiss cheese plant. Super cute. So I'll actually show you my other Monstera just because it's too heavy to even carry. But yeah, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So here is my Monstera. So this guy here has been moved around a lot actually, but this guy has been thriving. Like look how beautiful this leaf is. It's humongous compared to the other one. And this is the newest one that it just unfurled. Oh, isn't it so adorable? It's so cute. But yeah, so this guy actually has been thriving under neglect as well. I probably water him maybe once a month, and it's been living beside my window. But this one here though, it does need bright and direct light, but I don't get a lot of bright and direct light from my place, so it's still thriving under medium light, I would say, conditions. But yeah, this plant has given me no problems whatsoever. So here I have my burgundy rubber plant. So this guy actually is sitting right beside my TV as well. And oh my god, look at this new one that it just pushed out. I don't know if you can see, but look at this little baby one. Oh, it's so cute. I didn't even realize. So like this guy has been neglected as well. It's actually sitting beside my TV, which doesn't get a lot of natural lighting. There's no direct sun that hits it ever. And I know these guys like a little bit of sun, but this guy doesn't get any. So it's still thriving. It's pushing out growth constantly. Like look at these ones. And I love it. Like the thick leaves. So when I first got this rubber plant, I didn't know much about it. So I remember asking one of my girlfriends, like, oh, what kind of other plant do you recommend? And they said, get the rubber plant. I honestly thought these were fake plants. I was like, I didn't know rubber plants were real plants. And so I was like, why do you want me to get a fake plant? I want to get a real plant. So yeah, these are definitely real. Yeah, but look how beautiful this is. It's so pretty. They actually come in a few different ones. They have a Taniki, which I also have, and I'll show you. But that one does require a lot more lighting just because of the variegations. So this one here has been, like I said, this one has been thriving under low light conditions, and I don't remember the last time I watered this. Probably, I don't remember. Like, I don't remember. This is the Taniki in the same family as the Ficus elastica, the rubber plant. Yeah, so this one here does require a little bit more sun. There is some browning on the leaves, but I had this browning since I've gotten it, so it hasn't gotten any worse since it's been under my care, but they do need light just because of the variegations on here. But yeah, these are really easy to take care of as well. I don't really water them as often. I probably water this once every 3 weeks, and it's been thriving ever since. Like, these plants are so easy to take care of. Like, they're low maintenance plants, especially the bigger plants. I do like lower maintaining plants just because they're a lot bigger. The smaller ones are just easier to water. These big ones I would need to carry and put into my bathtub, let it drain out. It's just a lot more work. But yeah, so yeah, I do recommend easy maintenance plants as one of your first few house plants. So my next plant that I recommend is getting a cactus. Like, look at this, how cute this is. And look, it's pushing out new growth. Like, I don't know if that's like a new growth or what it is, but it's so cute. It's popping on the side of the cactus. So yes, so this guy, I know they say that you need bright light for these ones, but honestly, it's been sitting underneath my TV as well. And it does get a little bit of natural lighting, but it doesn't get any bright indirect sun at all. And it's still thriving. Like I'm saying, it's still pushing out growth. Like, look at that little tiny piece. It's so freaking cute. It's so cute. But yeah, these guys, they don't need to be watered often as well. My other plant that I recommend is the Peperomia. I got this plant back in December, and this had like barely any leaves, but it's pushing out. Okay, this one looks a bit sad. But yeah, this one's pushing out new growth as well. Like, I barely water this guy. It's also sitting under my TV. As you can tell, all the plants I kind of neglect sits under my TV, and for some reason it's still thriving. And I probably water this guy once every 3 weeks, and it's still loving life because it's still growing. But these are really cute. These peperomias are really cute, and it's just hasn't given me any problems whatsoever. Another plant that I recommend is my marble pothos, but that one is currently under quarantine just because it had mealybugs. But I'll quickly show you a quick glance of where it's sitting right now. And yeah, so this plant honestly has been living beside my front door actually, and there's no natural lighting there whatsoever. And I've got it from a Facebook seller, and I didn't spray anything on it. Like, I didn't spray my insecticides, so I kind of wish I did that early on, because this is the only plant that I didn't spray and it is infested with mealybugs. But it's still under quarantine because I did see more mealybugs like a few days ago, so it's still sitting there. And but I don't really water these plants, like I said, and they have no natural lighting whatsoever. But yeah, I'll go ahead and show you. So yeah, so this is where my pothos is currently sitting right now. So it's just right by my door, and it has, yeah, it's infested with mealybugs. I don't see any more mealybugs on here today. So apparently mealybugs are quite easy to get rid of. All they need is alcohol, but I've tried it and I still had it. So I don't know, I actually hosed this guy down. I actually hosed him down and everything, and it's still infested. So I'm hoping that it will eventually go away, but we'll see. So yeah, it's just kind of just lighting a front door. It's really beautiful. I definitely recommend getting a pothos. They're so easy to take care of, and they're so beautiful. Like, oh, look at that. All right, products. Let's go into products. One of my first product, of course, everyone, I'm sure a lot of people own or know, it's just the watering can. Like this guy, I got this because it was cute. I got it from IKEA and it was just cute, so that's why I bought it. But you can use any watering can. You can use cups, you can use a bottle. But yeah, I just definitely recommend it. It's just easier, especially if you're trying to water around the edges. I just find these a lot easier. But yeah, you of course get a watering can. My second one here is, this is a product that I definitely recommend for beginners, especially when you don't know when to water your plants. I had the most difficult time trying to figure out when exactly I need to water, when my plant was dry, when my plant was wet. So here is the moisture meter, and this guy has been super, super helpful. I use this every day still, especially the larger plants. I find it just super helpful. Like, I know people say stick your finger in your soil, but I honestly don't like to stick my finger in the soil. Like, I don't know what I'm touching in there, and I'm hoping there's no pests, but there's a high chance there could be pests as well. I just hate touching my soil, and I get freaked out. I get freaked out when I'm touching something and I don't know what's in there. And so yes, I definitely recommend getting like a certain type of moisture. There's different kinds as well. This is just more of the simple version. And this is probably, you can get it for like $10. It's super helpful. Like, I'll even show you. Here, I'll show you my Ravens easy. So all you need to do is really just stick it in, and it'll tell you if this plant needs to be watered. So this one is still moist. So this one, honestly, I can probably wait another day or two to see if I need to water it. But the thing is, you have to be careful with these, is because when you dab it into your soil, you might damage some roots or whatever's underneath. So I would be careful before you shove this in, that you don't destroy everything else underneath. So yeah, just be careful. Just slowly put it in, and it'll tell you when you need to water and when you don't need to. My next one here is something that I also recommend, and it's still a problem in my household, and oh my god, I don't know how you guys are dealing with it, because I am struggling with this, and it's getting this. Yes, you need the damn sticky fly traps. These have been so helpful. It helps me determine which plant is infested with certain pest. I haven't seen it worked with other pests, because I don't have other pests yet, but it has worked with fungus gnats. And oh god, there's some plants that you can tell that this plant is infested when you see a bunch of adult fungus gnats stuck to it. It is nasty. I'm gonna break the bad news to you. You're gonna have fungus gnats, especially when you're first starting out. They look like fruit flies, like little fruit flies. I actually thought they were fruit flies in the beginning, but then I realized they were fungus gnats. So yeah, those are nasty, and they're ruthless little fungus gnats. Like, they'll fly in your face sometimes. But yeah, definitely recommend getting this. A lot of my plants, especially the bigger ones, they have this in, and I just kind of use it just to kind of let me know which plant is infested. And it helps kill the adults as well. So I definitely recommend. And you can get so many other ones. This one I actually got on Amazon. They give you like 50 in there. So, and they're cute little, I think these are the pineapples. Yeah, cute little pineapple ones. My other one here is the insecticide. So I definitely recommend you getting yourself some sort of insecticide. This one was just easy accessible at the Home Depot near my house. So I end up getting this one. And so what I usually do is that when I first bring home a plant, I usually spray them down with insecticide. But you also have to be careful, because these can also burn your leaves. So I actually recently sprayed one of my plant down with it, one of my more rare exotic plants, and it kind of left a little bit of a burn mark on the leaves. So you kind of have to be careful. I usually would just spray down the soil a little bit and do like a quick spritz around the plant and wipe it down, but I completely forgot to wipe it down that time, so it kind of burnt the leaf a little bit. But yeah, so I definitely do recommend getting it. It does help killing all different types of pests. So here it says aphids, whiteflies, scales, spider mites, mealybugs, caterpillars, beetles, chinch bugs, and other listed insects, which I didn't really read the other listed. You can even get the concentrated version, which you kind of mix it up with water, but I'm so lazy to mix it up, so I just got the pre-mixed one. So I do have a neem oil version as well. So I put into, like, this spray bottle is just from the dollar store, and it's mixed with neem oil, castor soap and water. I don't find this as effective as killing any bugs, but these are more like a precautionary measure. So usually I would spray my plants down once a month with this. They do have a really nasty smell to it, so spray it outside your house or maybe in the washroom, in the bathtub or something. You just have to be careful as well because this can also burn your plants. So just be careful when you're using these products that maybe try a certain small area first. But yeah, I definitely recommend using this on your new plants, especially when you're just introducing them to your household. My next one here is, so this is one of the nutrients that I have been using. It's a Canadian brand and I find it's been working super well. I use this on all of my plants, except for the ones that are on different substrate. So like say for leca, I do have a different type of nutrients I use for it, but that's a whole nother video. But yeah, so this is, I do recommend getting some sort of nutrients. You can get any other ones. There's a few in the nurseries that people recommend and they work really well. But this was what worked for me and I really enjoy using this. It has a nasty foul smell though, but like, oh yeah, it's nasty smell. And but I only use like a capful and I mix it with like 1 cup of water. So there is a recommendation of how much you should use this. So I use this probably once a month, once every 2 months. It just depends on the care of your plant. But yeah, I use it like maybe once a month. For nutrients, and I know there's recommendations of when you need to use it, but that has been working for me. It says use this once every 2 weeks. I've been using it once a month, so my plants are still thriving. Maybe I should use a little bit more. But yeah, definitely recommend getting yourself some sort of nutrients. Just like us, we need nutrients. Your plants need nutrients as well. So my next one here I find is very helpful, especially when you are starting out your plants and you don't know when to water. Remember when to water is the Planta app. And I'm sure some of you have heard about this app before, and I will show you here. So this is the Planta app here, and this one has been working wonders for me. Like I've used this since I started out my plant journey and I'm still using it up to now. I don't use this religiously, but it just gives me as a reminder of when I need to water, when I need to fertilize. Like I am so forgetful, so I don't remember half the time when I watered each plant. So what I do is every morning I will go into this app and it'll tell me what plants I need to water, what plants I need to fertilize, what plants I need to repot. So it just kind of gives me that reminder, especially if you have so many plants and you can't keep track or remember plants that I don't need to water. You can always skip and snooze for 2 days, or you can remind until next time. Most of the time I use the skip and remind me in 2 days, just because it's easier that way. So I remind myself in 2 days. The also good thing about this app is that you can go through it. You can see what tasks and what upcoming task needs to be done. It'll tell you your plant health and any pictures, even the plant info. So what kind of care it requires, when it needs to be fertilized, what kind of humidity it needs. Does it need high humidity, low humidity? Does it need to be cleaned? Any site that it prefers. So does it prefer light? Does it prefer shade? So honestly, this app is just so helpful. And the good thing about it is you can also customize it as well. So because I have some plants are different substrates. So some of them are in leca, or some of them are in sphagnum moss. They do require more frequent watering. So I actually water those every week or even every 4 to 5 days. It really depends on your house environment. This app has been so helpful. Like I definitely recommend it. There's a free version. You can always get the subscription for it. I'm not exactly sure what you can do with the subscription, but I'm too cheap. I don't want to pay for it, so I got the free version. Yeah, so these are just some of the products I do recommend, and they have been so helpful for me. They worked with me. I've had these since the beginning of time. Of course, these plants I recommend, yes, they are thriving under my low light conditions. Not by all means am I telling you to go shove your plant in the closet and forget about it. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying that these plants have worked well for me. They've been thriving under these conditions, or maybe I'm just lucky that these plants are still thriving. So I really hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!